stage my good friend, and by the way, Roger, if you hear this, when you're done, could you come find me? Ladies and gentlemen, Roger Wakefield.
Soles of my shoes are worn, the knees of my jeans are torn. Sweat coming through my shirt, keep pushing even though it hurts. I'm chasing what I know is true. There's nothing that I want.
So I'm Roger Wakefield, and I'm just a plumber. And I want y'all to remember that as I go through what I'm going to go through. About 4 years ago, I was at a social media marketing event sitting at a table like this. And I was talking to this young lady, 400,000 subscribers, millions of views, great engagement, great content. She looked at me and she said, I'm not going to be able to make rent this month. She had a channel that anybody in here would be proud to have. She wasn't making money, though. She was waiting for brands to reach out to her. She was waiting. She was hoping. And I want to tell you right now, look, hope is not a good business model. I pray a lot, but that's not how I run my business. So before I get into this, look, I want to say thank you for y'all for being here. You're here working on you today. I want to say thank you to Jessica for putting together some freaking amazing speakers. And she does this every year, y'all. This is amazing. So when she told me this, I started thinking about what I'd do a little bit different. And last year, I talked to y'all about social media. I talked to y'all about all kinds of cool things. You know, Jeremy Vest was my first YouTube coach. I met Jeremy at a conference. To be honest, I had 117 subscribers, not the 300 like it made it sound like. It was 350 by the end of the year just talking to Jeremy. It was 1,000 by the end of next year. It was 10,000 after that. But people always ask me at conferences, and she asked me the same thing, how do you make money? And I just assumed every content creator is making money just like I am. My first brand deal, $400,000 a year. How many of y'all could use an extra? 400 grand this year. Okay. My best brand deal was $1 million. Anybody for $1 million? Okay. It's not hard to do. Now, luckily with what Jeremy taught me, I've been on Dr. Phil. I've been on the Today Show. I've been invited to New York for Chris Cuomo with Mike Rowe. And guys, this is not PR. This is not me reaching out. This is doing content. We've had people talk about LinkedIn and creating content on LinkedIn. So, kid y'all not, there's a product called Switcher Studios. I show up at Social Media Marketing World a few years back, and I go downstairs because Switcher Studios has a booth, and I walked up and said, man, I need to learn more about your product. I started talking, he says, how come, what do you do? I said, well, I'm going to live stream on LinkedIn. And he just kind of looked at me and laughed. I said, well, I'm Roger Wakefield. I was one of the first 12 people to go live on LinkedIn. I was a beta tester for them. So put yourself in the right room, put yourself in the right position, and you can do great things. So I'm literally today, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to give you the steps and teach you how to do exactly what I've done to get to the point where I can make $1 million a year. And it does. It starts with social media. It starts with the things that you've learned here. Build your brand. Make videos. Be consistent. Own your niche. Some of y'all have no idea who I am. I love that. If you have YouTube on your phone, go to YouTube and search the word plumbing. Now, I'm not asking you to search my name. I'm not asking you to search the name of my channel. I'm asking you to go search my niche. And when you do that, I want you to take out a piece of paper and I want you to write down what is the one word that you wish people could go to YouTube and search and find you. So I'm going to give you the 5-stage outreach system. And literally, it's simple. You build a pitch-ready profile. Everybody on this stage has taught you how to build that profile, how to do video, how to be consistent, how to be the king or queen of your niche. What Jeremy didn't tell y'all, if y'all will go there, you will get a free audit. If you've already got a channel, and he's also got it set up where you can go in and say, well, I want to be the king of storytelling. And he can go through and search the top 500 videos to make all that for you. Guys, a lot of the tools are free. I'm going to teach you these 5 things that I used, and I'll tell some stories about it along the way. But when we get to the end, if it's okay, I'm going to give y'all something. So first of all, you're going to build your profile. People laughed at me last night. I didn't put on any bedazzlement. I'm in my correct watch to be on stage. I'm a plumber, and I've got a 43-page brand book. How many of y'all have a 43-page brand book that tells you what you will do, what you won't do, what you talk about, what you believe in, what you don't believe in, the brands you want to work with, the brands you refuse to work with? I've watched these speakers come on stage, and man, there's some good-looking people up here in suits. This lady this morning, Cindy, oh my God, dressed amazingly. I looked at her, I thought, oh my God, she looks beautiful up there. Y'all remember, I'm just a plumber. But the cool thing is, I was asked to speak on a stage, offered $25,000, and we had been talking. It was great. Man, I'd already told them what I was going to talk about. And then I had to tell them no. Who would turn down $25,000 for 1 hour? They wanted me to wear a suit. That's not my brand. And she said, well, we're going to have CEOs in here, we're going to have business owners, and we're going to have some big executives in here. I said, great. When I put on that suit, I'm lying to people because that's not me. You want to find and vet the right sponsors. I've got sponsors that I tell no to. I've got sponsors that reach out and say, look, man, we will throw so much money at you, it's going to hurt. It wouldn't hurt as bad as making the video that says, I endorse your product. Write an outreach that gets read, that gets found, that gets discovered, that gets you a reply. Don't write one email. Follow up. Have a follow-up system. I don't just write an email. My first email is an introduction. Then there's a follow-up and a follow-through. Run the follow-up system. And then track it. Analyze it. Look at it. Take notes on it. What's working? What didn't work? Was it a good subject line? Was it too long of a video? I've seen people send out a freaking email this long and a 20-card PDF or PowerPoint that tells them when they were born, how many kids they have, and it's like, they don't care. Don't mean that bad, but I'm being honest. So I'm going to go through these 5 things in depth, and if you look in the bottom right corner there, there's a time. And I want y'all to mentally keep track of this. Because when I get to the end, it's going to be pretty cool. Build a pitch-ready profile. I had a plumber out in New York reach out to me. And he said, Roger, I want to do what you do. I said, well, you know what? I'll look at your channel. I'll give you some ideas. And I watched about 3 of his videos, called him back and said, I can't help you. He said, why not? I said, well, every other word you use starts with F. And you scream it and you yell it. You talk trash about good products. You talk bad about great products. You support horrible products. And one day you're this, one day you're that. I can't help you with that. There's not a brand out there, and I mean, I want y'all to think about this as you're building your brand. You've heard people talk about YouTube's getting more and more watched on TV. If somebody is sitting at home with their kids watching your channel and every other word starts with F, how long do you think they're going to watch? Not long enough to get to the point where they say, oh, by the way, this video is sponsored by. When you do your reach out, lead with proof. Let them know who you are. Now, I don't just lead with proof in everything I do. I do an introduction. Hi, I'm Roger. I'm a master plumber. I've got 45 years experience. I've got every endorsement in the state of Texas. I'm still a master plumber. I teach, I educate, I help tradespeople grow. That's somebody brands want to be associated with. If you want to, you can show any past work. Some people like that. I don't put that in the stuff that I send out. I tell them about my YouTube channel later so they can find it. When I first started, I was doing just a clean one page, almost like a speaker sheet. I would put it together to where I could attach that to it so they had one sheet to look over and say, wow, I like him. Then remember, every time you send this out, update it. Because your numbers tomorrow are not going to be the numbers they are today. The numbers next week are not going to be what they were last week. This is the fun one. Find and vet the right sponsors. Now, what you need to do is, first of all, build a target list. Write down 20, 50, 100 brands you would love to work with. Brands that y'all would not think are on my list: Southwest Airlines, Harley Davidson, Chevrolet. But Roger, you're a plumber. Plumbers travel. Plumbers make good money. They want to go spend it. They want to spend it in a good way. Now the hardest part, at that company, who is the right person to send this email to? Because if you're sending an email to information@xxx.com, that's the black hole. Whoever clears out that junk email, they couldn't write you a check if they wanted to. That is a graveyard for pitches. You want to send an email there? Send it. Hell, send 1,000 of them. Nobody's ever going to see it. You've got to have tools in place to find the right contact person. It's not always easy. You can go to LinkedIn and check. You can buy a lot of different apps that'll do it, or software, SaaS products. Apollo's good. Hunter's good. I've got different ones that I use. All that starts adding up. Then you got to vet them out before you pitch them. Go to LinkedIn, check out their profile. What do they do? Did y'all notice I think I'm going the wrong way. So the first slide had 1 hour. This one had 4 to 5. Now, I mean, think about it. Anybody that's ever sent out a pitch deck or tried to get a sponsorship, if you're a podcaster, if you're an event host, if you're a speaker, if you are a creator, if you're a business owner that has a fantastic email list, that has a fantastic Facebook group, do you have sponsors writing you checks for $15, $40, $50,000 for everything you do? Because you can't. So right now we're up to 5 or 6 hours. Write an outreach that gets replies. My outreaches don't start, oh my God, I love your product. Southwest Airlines, love them. Harley Davidson, love them. Wrangler, that's all I wear. Unless I'm wearing Harley jeans because I want something soft to relax in. I've reached out to Omni Hotels. I love quality. Make your list the things you love that you really think is great. Then open with their world. Oh my gosh, I love the fact that y'all talk about quality. You talk about pride in your work. You talk about training your people. These are the same things I talked about to my audience every day. Have a value offer. I don't like putting prices, and I do talk about it some because some people do. If I was a small creator just starting out, I'd say, look, let me tell you what I'll do for $500. And you bring more value than they would expect. Personalize it. It's made for them. Add another 2 or 3 hours to that. This is the trick. This is the thing that will separate you from every other freaking person sending them an email saying, I love your product. I want money from you. Send me a check. See, when I sent out my introduction email, I've got my pitch deck with it. My pitch deck is brand centric. It's about them. I do an introduction about me to tell them who I am. And then later, I put some data in there because I want to give them numbers. Remember, they want to know, they don't care if you like their product. They want to know, do you engage with your audience? Do you get a lot of views? Does your audience love you? And then know when to stop. Your steps, I've already told you. Introduction, follow up, follow through. But does it in there? Mm-mm. That's a 3-week system for me. In my system, I want to follow up in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. Know when to quit, though. Add a couple more hours there. Now, this is my favorite part, track. Now, I am not a systems guy. I'm not a process guy. And I say that there's certain things that I am, but tracking stuff, that's not me. But it would be very smart to build an Excel sheet, write down those 20, 50, 100 potential sponsors that you wanted, the emails for those people, when you sent it, the introduction, when you sent it, the follow-up, when you sent it, the follow-through. And remember, you update that pitch deck, your one sheet, whichever one you're using, because you want your data current. 10 to 12 hours. So I've had a management company during part of this time. And this is probably what led me to do what I do now. Because my management company, guess what? They want to get paid. My management company was getting 30% because I put their email address on my website. So when people wanted to work with me, they'd call my management company. I realized the last year that I was with them, they made $350,000 at 30%. What they did, though, they saved me a lot of time. Now, let me tell you about a management company, and it's just things they're never going to tell you. They've got, matter of fact, what is it, ARC, A-R-C, Build the ARC, something like that. I'm still listed on their page. I've not let them go, but I pretty much do everything in-house now. But they've got 50 other people on their page as talent. Hi, I'm Roger Wakefield. I'm talent. They don't care who gets the sponsorship. They don't care who gets the television show. They don't care who gets invited to be on TV. They just care that they get their 30%. Whether it's Chad, Austin, me, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to throw $1 million at them, and they're like, hey, we just made $300,000. We started doing a lot of this work in-house. My team members make pretty good money. 10 to 12 hours for one. You got to build it, you got to update it, there's an hour. Find and vet your sponsors. That really probably takes more than 4 or 5. Personalized outreach, follow-up system, follow-through system, and then track it to see what's really working. So I took everything that I knew, hired a developer, and said, let me do a brain dump. Here's what I want. And I literally sent them a flow path. And they're like, Roger, this is a lot of stuff that you do. But if you want to do what professional content creators, speakers, event hosts, if you want to do what they do, you got to do it. So let me show you what I built. I talked about the one sheet. Well, I built a pitch deck. This is a real kit that SponsorKit.pro built. And literally, I'll just show y'all first and then I'll tell you. This is slide number 1. This is an introduction. It doesn't say how much I love their product. It is my authority. This says, hey, I'm Roger. I'm a plumber. That bottom line. Now, this brand, I told y'all to come up with a list of 20, 50, or 100 possible sponsors. I would have probably not written down WD-40. But it was recommended to me. Slide number 2. This is who you are. We know about you. And read the bottom. How will WD-40 reach professionals seeking practical maintenance habits that protect tools, equipment, and systems? How will they reach these professionals? Do y'all know who talks to more trades professionals every day than anybody in the world? Hi, I'm Roger Wakefield. I'm just a plumber. Now, how do our brands align? This is part of the research. In order to get the information for this research, you need to search every social page that they've got. You need to study their mission vision statement. You need to look at their website. You need to read the post put by every freaking LinkedIn employee they have. Now you understand what they talk about. Now you can tell them how you see alignment with them. Are you synergistic? What would a collaboration look like? Well, I can give them consistent visibility, dedicated series if they want it, authentic proof. I use the product in the video. I make a video about a product. I take a product and say, look, let me install that product. Let me use that product. And sometimes, that you've heard people talk about doing things a little different. I had to go speak at an event in Deerfield or Deer Park, Florida. I'm a little bougie. Have any of y'all ever installed a bidet toilet seat in your hotel room? I did. And I made that video. And it started with me down on the ground where the luggage comes out and there's a box comes out and you see a bidet toilet seat box. American Standard loved it. I got paid $36,000 for that video. Would you install a toilet seat for $36,000? I will. Okay, this is easy. What would a collaboration look like? Now, this part's about me. This is slide 5. Data. Remember, I told you, they don't care how many likes you get. They want to know, how many videos have you put up? How many views do you get? If we work with you, are you going to put us in front of your audience where we will be seen? Being seen is kind of a big deal. That's what they want. And guys, here's the deal. If you reach out to the right person, you're not selling anything to them. You're giving them what they're looking for. They are already looking for creators that talk about the things that they want to talk about, that don't use F to start out every other word that they say, that they know they can sit down with their kids and say, look at this video. Oh my gosh, this dude installed a toilet seat in a hotel room. And yes, I did take it back off and take it back home with me. I started to leave it and call maintenance and say, I don't know what in the heck y'all did, but this is kind of cool. Can I install 450 of them here for y'all? Opportunity. Now look at the bottom. Roger connects WD-40 with professionals who influence maintenance and repair product decisions. Guys, this pitch deck is not about me. It's about them. It's about the value that I see in them and how I can talk about them in front of my audience to talk about them. And people ask me a lot, they say, well, Roger, what about shorts? They're nice. Would any of y'all take $35,000 to make a 1-minute video? Go find my Cascade. Any of y'all ever do dishes? Put them in the dishwasher? I do too. Thing is, when they reached out, I'm like, oh my God, I already used your product. They said, no, not this one. I said, exact same one, the Cascade Platinum. They said, well, it's only out in test markets. I said, I'm in Dallas. They said, okay, maybe you have. So then they sent me like 4 more boxes of it. It's like, okay, I'm going to use it. Have y'all heard speakers talk about a call to action? That's mine. Now, on this page, if you're one of those people that you want to put your numbers in, you want to put stuff like that in, that's fine. I don't put in numbers. Like when I run specials or somebody reaches out to me, and I want y'all to think about this. When people reach out to me, now I can put something like this together and get it right back to them. I knew that I was going to an event in Dallas and General Motors was going to be there. And if y'all want to see it later, tell me and I'll pull my phone out. I made a pitch deck before I ever got there. So when I met the marketing director for General Motors, and she says, oh my God, I love what you do. Your people are my audience. I said, I know. She said, can I get your number? I said, do me a favor, give me yours. I want to send you something. And I sent her the pitch deck, and I'll show it to you. It looked just like this. She said, oh my God, you came prepared. Yes, ma'am, I did. I'm not going to ask y'all to buy anything. But I built a system that does that 12-hour work in 15 minutes. Now my team in an hour each morning can put together 4 pitch decks. In the next hour, they can do 4 follow-ups and 4 follow-throughs. My system does all the work here. You go in, and when y'all go in and go into this QR code, go through and sign up the right way. Put your true social numbers in. Put everything in, because it will give you one free pitch deck like I just showed y'all. And it will tell you who to send it to. It will give you all the information. And guys, I know y'all can get to the point where you can make $1 million a year. Because I did it. And I'm Roger Wakefield. I'm just a plumber. Thank y'all. I knew I was going to drop it. And Jessica, you have a gift.
Oh.
When you go in and sign up, go to the far right where the Pro Plus package is, and you have a system that'll send 4 of these out for you every day.
Oh, you're the best.
Roger Wakefield, everyone. Yeah, absolutely. I've known Roger for a number of years now, and he's not just a plumber. He's got a heart of gold, and he's a incredible human being. So.